There is a ton of reaction to what's happening online this week. This debate over free speech, what's valid, what's not, and who ultimately decides. Twitter says it will not suspend Alex Jones or his website InfoWars, as many other tech companies have done this week. Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey defending that decision with Sean Hannity on radio yesterday afternoon.
We do not shadow ban according to political ideology or viewpoint or content, period. We rely on a bunch of signals. We'll certainly miss things. We're certainly going to make mistakes along the way.
Well, Fox News media analyst Howard Kurtz hosts a Media Buzz. He's got you got a story for this, on this rather, for years to come. I mean, how we sort through it, how we figure it out, how we justify what is appropriate and what is not. What do you think?
Well, first of all, it takes a bit of courage for Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, to come out and say he's not going to ban Alex Jones when you have these other tech giants, Facebook, Apple, Google, and others kicking him off on the grounds of what they call hate speech or spreading conspiracy theories. And Dorsey is getting absolutely hammered on Twitter over his decision. Now, he says he's just following the service's rules, but what legions of critics are saying this morning, Bill, is what good are your rules if they don't exclude somebody who spreads false conspiracy theories, such as that the Sandy Hook school massacre in Connecticut never happened?
Okay, so he fired off a number of tweets explaining his decision yesterday. I'll read some of them and get you to react. Here's one. Accounts like Jones's can often sensationalize issues and spread unsubstantiated rumors. So it's critical journalists document, validate, and refute such information directly so people can form their own opinions. This is what serves the public conversation best. That seems to be an argument over free speech.
Yeah, that we can fight free speech with more free speech, but it really has gotten under the skin of journalists who are saying to Jack Dorsey and Twitter, it's not our job to clean up your platform, which has over the years developed into such an ugly cesspool at times, as though Twitter also has a lot of good things. I'm on it all the time. And so essentially with that tweet, Jack Dorsey is sidestepping, to a large degree, his responsibility to police the content, saying, well, we'll put almost all of it out there except maybe death threats or something, and other people can fight it. And so he's kind of passing the baton to journalists to go after people.
So
like
here's your job and the job of others is to figure out what the policy is and how it affects people, whether it's justified or not. Dorsey defends it this way. Here's another tweet. Truth is, we've been terrible explaining our decisions in the past. We're fixing that. We're going to hold Jones to the same standard we hold to every account, not taking one-off actions to make us feel good in the short term and adding fuel to new conspiracy theories. He's obviously given this thought. But I come back to the same point time and again. How do you define this? What is hate speech to you? What is it to someone else? What is freedom of speech to one person? What is it to someone else? Where does this definition take us?
And that, Bill, is the nub of the problem.
Shaping up for a long time. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, look, it's a private company. They can ban or not ban anybody they want. It's not a First Amendment issue. It is a free speech issue. And the problem is that Twitter, and Facebook has a similar issues, has been inconsistent in how it applies this. It does seem that there have been more retaliation and shadow banning despite his denial against conservatives. So there's a lot of concern there. It can be a slippery slope. But you have to draw a line somewhere. Otherwise, you're just saying, hey, we're like the phone company. People can say whatever they want. But the problem is this turns off your customers. Some journalists and others have been leaving Twitter because they're tired of the relentlessly toxic atmosphere. So the business model is everybody says what they want, but there is then the sort of moral debate over, don't you have some responsibility
here? That's a great point. You can really go in the gutter on some of these websites. There are a lot of trolling out there. Maybe you let the public decide whether or not they want to use your site or go somewhere else.
Ultimately, the marketplace will decide. By the way, this has been good for Alex Jones in this sense. The InfoWars app, Jones's app, is trending #1 on Google Play. It's #3 overall on Apple. The publicity is helping him.
Well, Howie, more to come. I know you know that. Howard Kurtz in Washington. Thank you, sir.
Good to see you, Bill.
When I sit there and I watch Brian Stelter and all the usual suspects and clips online, people only watch it to ridicule it. Don't actually watch the main program usually. They're like, Donald Trump wants to shut down. Donald Trump wants to shut down the internet and free press. He's dangerous. He wants blood everywhere. He wants us killed because he criticizes us. It's horrible that he wants to shut down media and says he doesn't like the First Amendment. Donald Trump said none of that. He counterpunches to you liars. And then you'll have the same program, the same hour, where they're like, Twitter needs to ban Alex Jones right now. Why is he still on? He should be banned from everywhere. He's clearly a very dangerous person. We can't allow evil, racist, horrible, Nazi ideas like this to continue. It's too dangerous. If you understand psychological warfare and have studied it like I've done as a layperson, and you see how they try to lull you into an NPR sleep and how they have all these voices and all this chatter where people don't take anything serious anymore. They're putting you into a kind of stasis. That's why occasionally it's important for me to do something like this. This is an emergency transmission from deep in the heart of Texas, the U.S. resistance against a global corporate combine empowered and funded by Communist China, allied with the big mega banks that set up Communist China in 1949. It is a panopticonic, total Internet of Things, integration, global social score, complete command and control system. It is the virtual reality AI weapon system now attacking the United States with traitors inside the major security agencies, blocking Trump's resistance of the program and attempting to stop us from removing the tentacles of the Chi-Com/big tech banking combine emergency situation. I have been chosen for destruction because I brought you this information and have been ramming it out as much as I can. They want to double use me, as they always do in any complex system of mathematical deception, where every angle of my good is turned against us. So they take what I've said, being sincere, build me into an insincere person in the straw man. I'm a person that cares about life and children and is against these wars. And so they make me a herder of children. And then they build me into this lie to then set the distraction while they're actually censoring all of you to make a debate about Alex Jones. So even if I didn't sell out to them, they've now used me as an archetype to serve them by being the main distraction. I have now been captured by the enemy in the information warfare fulcrum and is being used against you. Only your full understanding of this key will break you free from this paradigm. I have given you the transmission. Now break free.
That I respect my wife and I post pictures of my children being
Well, let's say
awesome.
it. You're also an effing white male, which isn't the minorities
Right.
pushing it. It's effing professors who want to create a racial divide.
Yeah,
So say it like Abe Skrelix said. You're an effing white male. You don't have a right to talk, Owen Benjamin. Shut up. But look at this. If you go to Infowars.com, Colbert, Alex Jones banned for promoting race war. That's what he said. And then he didn't show where I said it. You go, oh, it's comedy. No, it's not. Then he gets out Gatorade. He calls it Haterade with a burning cross. Win the race and the war. Win the race and the race war. So this is what they've stooped to.
Haterade, win the race and the race war. All right?
Colbert attacked me a few nights ago. He said I'm in the KKK, and his proof was a can of Gatorade or a bottle of Gatorade with white syrup in it. And he dumps it on his head and says that I'm in the KKK. So and it wasn't even funny. I mean, some of the stuff he does is funny, but me and my wife were watching it online. We're like, but there it is. Colbert, Alex Jones banned for promoting race war. When it's in the WikiLeaks that it's the left doing it. Yeah, first he poured honey on his head, and then the bees come to get him, which I meant is a metaphor of everybody coming to swarm me and take me down. They think I'm too dumb to not get those metaphors, those allegories. Latest leftist late-night comic builds straw man to misrepresent InfoWars. They go, oh, but it's just comedy. Yeah, celebrating us being taken off all these platforms. It's just funny that, you know, they're taking you off air. That'll teach everybody else a lesson. You better submit to all this or you'll get taken off the air too. I mean, what a un-American message. Like we're a bunch of cowards. That's not a problem at all if you're a New York, actual Canadian, anti-American guy like Stephen Colbert, who thinks he's really, really funny when he's got over 100 writers filling all this crap out for him. So, hey, you think the bees are after us, Bubba? The little bumblebees are after you. You know, I cover a lot of things on this show, this broadcast on radio and TV and the internet that sounds crazy. I mean, I was talking about them putting estrogens in the food and water 20-something years ago because that was in government documents. But 10 years ago, it was in Smithsonian, Journal of Nature, Democracy Now!, about it making most of the frogs hermaphroditic. So I talked about it, and they attacked me and said, oh, you're crazy, and just made it into a big joke. And they're using me, who they first demonized to the public in psychological warfare, as this test case to go, well, that Alex Jones, you know, the straw man I heard about him. Nobody says that. They go, oh, that's a bad guy. You know, he said Trump would win. He believes in the Second Amendment, and he doesn't believe every official government story, and he's restoring the republic, and he's standing firm under the attacks. Yeah, I want a virtue signal at the bar or work. Yeah, he's a bad guy. And they go, oh, thank you. And then Senator Murphy comes out and says, we're going to ban all conservatives offline. It's for the future of our democracy that your speech be banned. Imagine aliens show up and see the Earth. And they say, from 1,000,000 megameters, we judge that your planet is evil and threatening. Stand by for planetary destruction. Thank you. We find you harmful. It's a subjective term we find. We don't like you. We say you're hateful. We say you're bad. We don't show how that is. We don't convict you. We don't prove it in court. Sure, we sue you as the proof, just like Mueller indicts. That's the proof you're Russian. We control reality now. We are your political masters. We will teach you how to deceive. We will teach you the tricks. If you good earthlings join us, some of you may be able to leave with us. Frank in North Carolina, thanks for holding so long. Go ahead.
Yeah, Alec, I just have to say something, man. It seems like every time I turn on your broadcast, you're bragging. It just gets old, man.
I'm going to shut you down right now, okay? We're taking calls about your nomination. Do you understand they're having congressional hearings trying to shut us down? Do you understand I'm ringing the alarm? If that was happening to anybody else, I'd be freaked out. I mean, what's it going to take? Us being shut down? Is that what you want, Frank?
You know what, Alec?
Hey, put him on pause again. Hey, Frank, do you understand it's not bragging to say we are the tip of the spear, we're under attack, we need your help? As much begging as I do, we can barely pay the bills and grow in the face of this. I'm not going to just stop growth and let them start pushing us backwards. You understand? I need your help, Frank. I need your help, Frank.
Go to InfoWarsStore.com right now and help fund the InfoWar.
Do you understand? I need your help, Frank.
The year is 1995, and InfoWars launches the last of America's counter-globalist probes. In a freak mishap, Infowars.com and Alex Jones are blown out of their trajectory into an orbit which freezes his life support systems and returns Alex Jones to Earth 25 years later.
Transdimensionally over the space-time continuum through full space, where people are extremely lazy. The social engineers are there laughing. What we envisioned 100 years ago, 20 years ago, is now reality. While the society unravels, men run around totally frantic, not knowing how to be men, and women run around frantic, not knowing how to be women, and they don't understand that it's an animating contest of life and that it's fulfilling to be informed, it's fulfilling to be involved, it's fulfilling.
InfoWars, tomorrow's news today.